Alright, what's good YouTube? It's Krod here. I'm back with another good video for y'all today. I wanted to make this video to talk about Jaron Boots Ennis. Is he ready for world-class level competition? Jaron Ennis is ranked 25 on BoxRec, or 25 in the world for BoxRec at the welterweight division. He is a 23-year-old welterweight fighter out of the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's 5'10". He has a crazy reach at 74 inches, and he has a knockout ratio of 92% and 3/4, or I would say, yeah, 2/3. Yeah, 92.31. So Jaron, he's a very bad individual. He has a lot of good power in his shots. He's very intelligent with what he does, and he's not a pushover. For those that think that he's not that good and he's only been fighting bums, that's not really true. He fought his last opponent, Juan Carlos Abreu, which this guy has never been KO'd. He had a decent record. He knocked him out. But Baktikir Eubuf, that was a decent name. He took his ass out in like 4 rounds, along with Abreu in 6. And I mean, yeah, everybody else hasn't been good because he hasn't been given like the best fights. But looking into his BoxRec, here's Ennis at 25, and reports say that he should be fighting Thomas Delorme next, and I think this is a very good test for Jaron. That would definitely get his feet wet for him to test out the waters to see if he's ready for the upper echelon. But honestly, I really think Jaron should be facing Virgil Ortiz rather than Delorme, because Delorme, I do respect him. He's a Puerto Rican fighter. I don't doubt him. Puerto Rican fighters are good for the most part, but I think for Jaron's marketability at 147, like that should be tested with like a young gun like Virgil Ortiz, because like Virgil Ortiz is that type of guy that would give Jaron a lot of problems, in the sense of like he would use his power as his pressure, but on top of that, like what about his defense? What about his his wake ups with his combinations, and what about his his style that that makes him more dangerous on the inside or the outside, or just like so many great scientific factors that would bring that fight into a much more difficult battle. But I think that would be a much greater test for Ennis, because he would have a much harder time trying to figure out the opponent's slickness and more ferocious punching power, which I mean, either or, like the saying goes, styles make fights. And I think stylistically, Jaron, he's way better than Virgil, but it would be a very good thing to see Virgil fight Jaron, to try to see where that level of competition would be. But I also have 5 opponents that I believe Jaron should fight that would definitely increase his stock a lot higher. And I think if he gets past and he's successful against Thomas Delorme, I think he should fight Omar Figueroa, Kujatil Abdu Kakarov, Maurice Hooker, or Agiscus Kavaliscus, or Jamal James, or maybe Jesse Vargas, and maybe Yordanis Ugas. That would be a very risky fight to take, but I think that would be a good fight to fight. Or you could fight Rashidi Ellis or Josh Kelly. But I think top 5 is definitely Omar Figueroa. Shit, I would even put Virgil Ortiz in there, but I would I want to pick guys that are actually in the game for veteran talent. Guys that have already been at it with world upper echelon, opponents. And they, like, they're actually good fighters. But I would pick Kujatio, Kujatio, Omar, Maurice Hooker, and I would use Jamal James and Abel Ramos. I think that's a pretty good list to give out for Jaron Ennis's possible fights in the future. But I guess this kind of begs, the question: is Jaron ready for a world title? And I think honestly, he's championship minded ready, but physically and stylistically, I don't I don't think so. I think he needs a couple more fights, which I mean, he's already 26-0, so it's like how many more fights does he need to prove himself before he actually gets up there with, the more dangerous opponents like these two or these three or four. Um, I would probably say Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford would be Jaron's biggest opposition. But who's to say that these two will ever stay around for him? I don't think so. But I would probably say Keith Thurman, Mikey Garcia, or Danny Garcia. Maybe some of these guys may stay, but the people that are definitely next to take over their spots once they're gone is going to be Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, and then going down further, Rashidi Ellis, maybe Alexis Roca, even though that he lost to Rashidi. Honestly, I don't even know. I mean, it's just really weird because it's like a lot of these fighters have a lot of good stock. Like, I mean, Justin Deloach, he got pummeled by Amantis Dionis. He could definitely become a world champion pretty soon. I mean, if we even go off to the next page, we have guys like, oh, no, sorry. Oh yeah, guys like Brian Sabayo, Derek Cuevas. I've heard something good about this guy, Kaduro Kaneko. He's from Afghanistan, but I don't know. I would have to see more clip out of him. I'm not gonna say something about a fighter that I don't know. But Abel Ramos's cousin, Jesus, yo, you gotta watch out for this kid. This kid, that's gonna be the apple cart upset when he gets up there to fight guys like Jaron or Virgil Ortiz or whoever. Like, I think Jesus, he's gonna be such a damn big problem for that division. But either or, it's just like, that would cause so many crazy fights, crazy upset fights coming down that way. But you also got guys like Paul Kroll. I've heard some decent things about him. I don't think he's actually there yet, but if he could prove himself, he could prove himself. I think I've seen him fight recently. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna look him up after. But I mean, but the list goes on and on and on. Competition keeps getting better for these fighters on the come up, and fighters that will be leaving the division soon. And I think just for Jaron, he just needs to have everything in the bag. There's just so many guys that are, wanting to be at that high level that he has to be ready for those guys that are at the top, to learn from them, understand their style, and make very, very quick adjustments to make sure that he's able to survive in big fights. And I think Thomas Dulorme would be the very first step to get to that world title level, because let me tell you, it's gonna be a very tough fight. I think what we see now is not what we're going to see later on, where it's going to be a very tough outing, where Jaron, he needs to step it up. He needs to actually prove himself for who he is now, to be a threat later. Because if he doesn't prove himself now, like almost similar to Terrence Crawford in a way, it just seems like he's just going to get fed to somebody that's going to beat him, and then he's never going to get there. So I think it's important to see what he's about, and let's see the opportunities be made, because a lot of these young guys, that the old saying comes in with boxing. You have to whatchamacallit, you have to be how should I say, um you have to be the young gun in the sport taking over the division, or you will just be a old gun or washed up damaged goods that will be thrown out to the street. And that's why a lot of boxers really end up failing, because they don't put their mind to it, and they just let the publicity get to them, and let the psychological takeover of letting that man in the mirror beat you. And that's really a big problem in the sport of boxing, where you have these guys that are so good, but they just don't put their full mindset into it, and that's what really destroys the sport. And I think once that's set in stone, it will fix itself. But I think for Jaron, he just needs to do his thing, and he'll make sure that he will have his time and opportunity to do what he needs to do to make himself known at 147, because there is so much good competition that's going to come up from 140 to come up to 147, and it will be a effing war. Like, you don't think guys like Devin Haney's going to meet you, or Teofimo Lopez, or just so many good fighters that will be coming up to that division. It's going to be a massive bloody war. But I think Jaron, once he proves himself for who he is, he will definitely be 10 times better for what you see now. And it will be very interesting to see where Jaron will, solidify his legacy. And hopefully he will shock the world for who he is. And I think that's what he's trying to do. But I think PBC and Al Heyman, or Al Heyman, with his PBC network, he's just trying to, give it time for him to grow, and make sure that he's actually fighting good, up and up competition, to make sure that he's not going to be, mismatched, with someone better. Like, almost similar to the situation what we seen like a couple weekends back with Subriel Matias, beating Malik Hawkins. I personally thought that was a major mismatch, and whoever agreed to that fight, either if it's coming from Floyd Mayweather Promotions or whoever from his team, that was a major mismatch. That's something where a fighter's health definitely needs to be protected at all times, so that way nobody's not going to get screwed over, in the sense of taking a fight that's going to, destroy them. And I think for Jaron, he definitely needs to slowly grow, and then he will become the best of the best. Because I do have a lot of belief for him, or I have a lot of support for him, and I just want to have my honest viewpoint as a fan to say that I want you to fight the best, but I want you to gradually get better as you're fighting the best. But hey, if he wants to take that risk, go right ahead. I understand. There's some fighters that just want to take that risk and actually go at it. Muhammad Ali took the risk of fighting Sonny Liston, I think twice or once, and a lot of people thought that he was crazy. But once he fought Sonny Liston and beat him, he shocked the whole world, and he was the youngest heavyweight champion at 21 years old. And boom, Muhammad Ali has been well known for that notable victory. But for a guy like Jaron Ennis at 23 years old, he should definitely be calling out top guys. He should definitely be going after the champions, because he's hungry. He's like, dude, give me a title shot, or else I'm going to be doing the work of what the promoters aren't going to do. And I think that's what's going to happen, where Jaron, he's going to come out of his way and make himself known, and he will be talked about. He will be talked about when ESPN sees a up and coming welterweight that will take over that division, and it will be a war for the best fighting of the best. And I like his attitude. I like his drive. He's a very good fighter. I like his defensive capabilities when he's actually disciplined to use it. But when you're when you're young and hungry, you sometimes get a little bit too, how should I say, full of yourself in the ring, and you have to control those emotions, and you have to be on that tunnel vision and be like, look, I want to become the best, and I want to show people what I'm about. And when that is achieved, you will, you know, give credit to all the hard work and training that you have done to get there. And I think that is where Jaron Ennis is going to have to meet that, end of what the tunnel, where he's on that tunnel vision. He knows he's about that life, which I wholeheartedly agree, and I truly believe in him. But if he really wants to step it up, he really needs to start calling out names now, and he really needs to start fighting those guys that are above his rankings and take them out. Honestly, he's not even that far away from WBO rankings, or WBO rankings 147, which I believe it's right here. 147. Yeah, welterweight. Porter, Mikey Garcia. See, look, Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Ennis, number 9. Yeah, so, right here, he can easily take these guys out. So I think what he needs to do, just basically beat the living crap out of all these guys. Honestly, take out Mikey Garcia. I would like him to beat Mikey Garcia. But that would be a very good opportunity. Or if anything, just go after Virgil, man. Go after Virgil. Kick his ass and just literally be next in line to fight Porter, and then boom, you got Terrence Crawford. Which I don't think Crawford is trying to keep his, world championship status, in line for Ennis. But if I'm Ennis, I'm definitely wanting to go after Virgil Ortiz so I could take that number 2 spot and then go for Porter. Or, depending if Crawford does fight Porter, then you become the mandatory for Terrence Crawford. So I think either or, that's a very good way at looking at things, and it would definitely be a good thing to see, and I would hope that can make its way to the light of what Jaron Ennis wants to achieve. So I think either way, Jaron Ennis has a great future, and I believe in him as a fan, and I hope he does what he has to do as a boxer and as a dedicated athlete to bring himself to that level, to be at the upper echelon of competition where he's not afraid of taking on anyone. He is at the level of greatness, and he will make sure everyone is basically afraid of him. Like, he's going to be, the next boogeyman behind Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford or even Porter, to say the least. But either or, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Jaron Ennis is ready for world title competition? Who should he fight after he fights Thomas Dulorme, if that fight does get made? Or if you were Jaron Ennis, who would you be fighting now, and who would you be fighting later to get to your world title opportunities quicker? Alright, so I will see you guys later. Have a great night. Thank you, and goodbye.